doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Cashing In on Creativity podcast. Today, we're going to be talking with Kayden Gordon. You guys may not know Kayden Gordon, but in the music world, everybody knows Kayden Gordon. He's a young musician promoter, and he's down in the U.S. And he started this out of a love. He started his own radio station, and now he's promoting indie artists. And we're going to find out exactly how you do this at the young age of 20 years old. I know. Anyway, let's find out why his love of music has now turned into a business. Let's get on to the podcast interview with Kayden Gordon.
Different niches of the industry. So I'm not really, but my main focus right now is between my syndicated show that's on over 200 stations and doing radio distribution to over 7,000 stations. Your station here at Lead Pedal Radio being one of them.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, you're good at filling inboxes. I got to say, I think mail promotion is your thing for sure. I remember when I started getting your music, it's like Kayden Gordon. And then I started putting them in, and I go, how do I format this into a show? Because you're sending me so many, and I get a few other labels too. But I got to say, most of them are from yours, and I really, some of them really fit. Some fit more than others because our station's more about the trucking industry. That's
right.
I have a podcast which reaches 10 years next in 2025.
Good for you.
And this radio station, it's funny that you mentioned the way you started, because we hit 5 years next year as well for the radio side. And we started in the pandemic, and it started the Facebook Live that I did once a week. And then we do trivia on Monday nights with it. And then it turned into the radio side. And I have a love of music. I've always loved music. And I was a drummer when I was 13. Holy geez, I can't even, that's like almost your age.
Yeah.
That's terrible when I say it that way. That makes me feel even older, Kayden, because I'm 61. That makes me feel like really old when I say it that way. Anyway, so now I'm curious, because you have a ton of artists on there. Do you manage all of them? Like, you have, I don't know how many artists you've got, but you've got tons. Are you managing all of them, or are you just represent them like in promotion side, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't manage all of them. I do different projects with all of them. So I work with over 300 artists, but I manage only a select few of them, and the rest of them are doing different promotion services with me. So some might just be doing radio with me. Some might just be doing social media and radio. Some might be doing just interview booking. So most of them are just services. They pay me to do the job. I do the job. Some of them I just strictly promote and manage, and some of them I just kind of just give them advice and do it that way. So it really all depends, I guess, on what people are looking for.
Now, did you start with the radio part? Tell us about the radio show. It's syndicated, which means you've got it on multiple different stations. Tell us about your radio show, the format, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first started 5 years ago, I did it live, and I absolutely loved it. And as the show got bigger and bigger, there was more people requesting for it, and I said, there's no way I could do this live on that many stations. So I had no choice but to make it a syndicated thing, and it's been nothing but the coolest experience ever to be able to do something like that. And it's a lot more time consuming, because with a live show you have to be at this time and this day, but with my crazy schedule, it's much easier for me to just record it and then send it out each week. But that's kind of like where we started. But it's a 2-hour syndicated show. We're on, like I mentioned, over 200 stations all over the world. Here in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Paris, France. So it's just crazy on how many people have picked it up the show and how many people like the show.
Yeah, and is it all new artists, your show? Is it all the brand new artists that you feature, or do you feature other artists as well, other music? Is it all country? Because I think you're a big country fan. I know I am. I think you are too, based on who
I am a big country fan. We will dabble into other genres. Because originally when I first started, I did mainly I didn't even know what an independent artist was when I first started. At the age of 14, you don't really know. And then God, I remember my show being on the station, they reached out to me and they're like, hey, can we play this? I'm like, I'm an indie artist. And I'm looking at them, what? And the heck is an indie artist? And so I did a lot of research and just really fell in love with hearing independent music. And I stopped really listening to the mainstream, because it's so fascinating to see how much independent music that is out there.
Yeah, it's really great. I find the same thing. I love just helping the artists. Our station actually started as one of those 24-hour stations, kind of like what you've got going
Yep.
now. We had that. I had other shows, and it's funny that you said what you know it got too big, because the same thing happened to me. I started live because
Hmm.
the radio side was meant to be kind of the live connection for the podcast, right? It was not,
Hmm.
it was kind of meant to work in conjunction, and we had other shows on there, and I was trying to fill this 24-hour slot and make it interesting. And people can't keep up. Like the other shows, some would send me stuff every week. Some would send me one
Hmm.
episode. They're all excited, and they wouldn't send me anything for a month, and it's like it got to be like management. And then I wasn't even going live because I didn't have time. I was trying to manage everybody else. And so
Hmm.
we just said, forget that. So we switched platforms. So I'm only on Mixcloud now, but at least the
Hmm.
shows stay up. So I do my live. I only do my shows now. I've taken everybody else's shows and they go away, and we just do our shows, but at least people can we can do live, and it's a manageable schedule,
Hmm.
and we're looking at that. So it's what's the biggest challenge you've had? You're 19. I don't even know if you've had time to have challenges yet. But if you have, what's the biggest
Oh
challenge
God.
you had getting started with this? Because it's fun when you're in your teens, and you don't have to worry about I don't know if you have it, wives and cars and houses and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you do. I don't know. But when you're older, you got to worry about being productive and bringing in income and that kind of thing. And so maybe you have. I know my challenges. What's the challenge for you in your business?
That is similar. One of the challenges I run into is trying to be able to, because eventually, right now, I have like my own room that I pay rent for with my parents. So eventually, my plan is, because of how many times we go to Nashville, I want to be able to make enough money doing the promotions to be able to move down there, because I've been down there so much and I've had so many great opportunities, and I'm blessed to be able to go down there with these great, events that I've been sent to go out there to do. It's so cool to be able to do that kind of stuff. And everybody's like, when are you going to move to Nashville? We want you here in Nashville. And I said, as soon as somebody helps me get a good job, and then I'll move to Nashville.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. So that's, I think, would be one of the difficulties that I run into.
Well, I think the country star way is you're supposed to move there, live in your car for a certain amount of time, and then let's go
Well,
back to some
yeah,
of the
but
famous guys. How it works, right?
yeah, that's typically how that works. But you do what you gotta do, my man.
I love Nashville. I am a big Nashville junkie, but we stay out of there because when we go there, it's just one big party, and
Oh yeah.
just so much money goes out. I go, we can't stay here. We schedule our trips on a very basic that we're away,
Hmm.
but it's fun to say. Any interesting stories? You've had some great events. I see you at events. I'm in Canada, so for us to go down to like the Songwriters Association, awards and all that,
Hmm.
it's a bigger deal. That I mean, it's probably a big deal for you too. But at least you're within the country. You could take a train or a plane. Where I got border, and it's just everything double the price here. So what, any interesting stories? Tell us about some of the events, because I know you're at a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we, since you brought up ISSA and the International Singer-Songwriters Association with the wonderful Miss Tammany Dove. Yeah, that was really, really cool. I really thoroughly, that was probably one of my favorite events. And the reason is it's so family oriented down there. And what I learned, because I went last year in 2023, and I didn't spend as much time as I wanted to be able to network. And with this year, I knew so many more people
Yeah.
that was there. And I was like, I have to make this worth my while. So what I did for that event is, not only did I spend a lot of time in Atlanta, but I saved up a lot of money to do this, but I spent the entire month just like starting myself from Massachusetts to Indiana to Kentucky to Tennessee, all the way down to Georgia, and we made it almost like into this like month tour. It was so fun being able to meet people and get to connect with them outside of ISSA. And once we got into Nashville, we took an entire week, myself and artists that I've worked with, and not only were we at the end of it, we had our own billboard at the end. But what we did was we did a huge, like back in the old days, actually a lot of FM stations were like, we used to do this in the old days, let's bring this back. And we did like every day we did a radio interview, and it was so cool. Like we walked into the studio, we did this, and we ended it off with getting a billboard right on Broadway at the Nashville sign.
Oh, nice.
And then so that was really, really cool. And going back to ISSA, I spent a few days at that hotel because everybody was coming in normally that Wednesday or Thursday. So it was a really, really cool networking experience. I did a lot of interviews there in the hospitality room and got to meet people that honestly I don't think I would be able to meet otherwise, because everybody's all over the world. So I got to meet artists that I probably would have never met, like in Australia, managed a couple people in Australia, and I probably would have never gotten to meet them if it wasn't for ISSA. So it was really, really cool. And the fact that I was the first one to get an award, that was really, really cool too. And it mean that in itself, not necessarily getting the award, but the fact of myself hearing all those people cheering for me and being recognized for the work that I do means a lot more than the award sitting right next to me on my desk.
What was the award that you won? What was the award?
It was the ISSA Representative of the Year.
Okay. I was going to say because there's a couple Canadians that have been entered. Joe Cleary. I don't know if you know Joe Cleary.
I sure know Joe. He's a great guy.
Taylor. Yeah, they're all
No,
Canadians.
Jamie too.
Jamie's out in Newfoundland. There, he's way out there. But
Yeah.
they're big supporters. We play a lot of their music. So yeah, Joe's not too far from me. He's probably about I don't know. I'm going to say 45 minutes if I was to drive to his house. Think of where he's living now.
Okay.
So we're not too far apart. Yeah. So very cool. Yeah, I saw that, and I saw you at all these different places, and that's why I didn't know where you were based out of, because I remember seeing the one in Indiana, and I'm seeing the one. I go, oh, where this guy lives? He's all over the place. Like, good for you, man, for sure. Now you have a couple team members. You still have team members that work with you. I think you had a friend that got things started with you. Are you guys still working together? How's that work?
Yeah, you're referring to Joan Graham. We're still doing things. We kind of scaled back for him to be able to work on his own thing and what he's building. But we're still good friends, and we still do stuff together, but just not as much as we were.
Oh, good. Well, no, I was just asking because I remember you.
Yeah, no worries.
I try to not to pride it in your personal life.
Yeah,
that's not what I do. So, what's next for you? I got to say, all the artists that I've interviewed, there's probably been 4 or 5 of them, have all been very happy and excited working with you. And if you listen to those interviews, you'll hear I specifically ask them, what they thought. So they really like working with you. So what's next for 2025? It sounds like you're on a trajectory going up there. Maybe those are your drones all over the East Coast. I don't know, but we'll see.
You never know.
What's going on for 2025 for Kayden Gordon?
Well, we got a lot of things in the plant works. We're getting ready to build a showcase at Margaritaville in 2025 with a lot of my artists. That's going to be really, really cool. That's probably one of the coolest things so far. Planning on going back to ISSA. I'm currently working with a bunch of artists to build tours, so we'll see how that goes and see. So we might be on the road a lot more. And yeah, we'll take the ride and see where the adventure takes us. With all of my artists like Mission Road, Christina and Elliot, who are my music parents, who have done a tremendous job. And we got a lot of plans working with them, and their growth is going really, really fast at a very steep level, and it's exciting to see their growth. Beth Holly, Hunter Styles, all the other great artists that I work with. We got a lot cooking, so stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah, I like Hunter's stuff because his music really fits with our station 52 Cadillac and all that stuff. So it really it was fun. I just had him on not too long ago. He was great. So where do we learn more about you, Kayden? It sounds like you're all over the place. If we try to follow you, I don't think we're going to be able to keep up. So where should we go to make sure we're connected with you?
Absolutely. So if you want to learn more about Kayden Gordon Show Day's Best Country Mix or anything about my show, you can go to theKaydenGordonShow.com. That's Kayden with a K, AYDEN GORDON. And you can find me on any social media platform: Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all under Kayden Gordon, or the Kayden Gordon Show Today's Best Country Mix. Or if you want to learn more about what I do in promotions, you could also look up KJG Media and Promotions. And yeah, check me out. I'd love to have you follow the amazing journey that I'm on.
Is there a certain time that your show airs every week? Like, where could people hear your show? I know, is it always on? I know you got your own station on your website there. I've been.
I do. Kayden Gordon Radio Network.
But I think I keep missing it. I don't know if I'm just going at the wrong time. But I keep
the best way to find out when the show airs, and you can always listen to all my shows on the website 24/7. But if you want to hear it on a station, just go on to theKaydengordonshow.com/schedule.
Okay.
And then if you go to theKaydengordonshow.com/listen, and you'll find every single show I've done for the last 5 years right on there. You can listen at any time 24/7.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. Well, buddy, listen, thanks for your time today. I know it's
thank you so much.
You've probably got a million things going on, because you always do got a million things going on. I know.
Oh, always.
I'm heading down south tomorrow, so I got to go pack.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Buddy, thanks very much. Thanks for sending all the artists. We really appreciate it. Some great music there. And congratulations on what you've done, and all the best for 2025. I look forward to following you and see what's going on for sure.
Thank you so much for having me, Bruce. I appreciate you.
All right, man. You too. We will see you again in the future. Hopefully we'll meet sometime. Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville will be really.
Yes, that would be cool.
But I like Boston too, so we may have that way too. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, buddy, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was a great interview with Kayden. If you want to check him out, go to KaydenGordonShow.com and check him out, man. If you're a musician, maybe you want to get him to promote you. Thanks to Lead Pedal Radio for sponsoring today's show, and we'll see you next time.